Good morning, boys and girls. Hello, friends. How are you? I'm very happy to see you. Greet your neighbor. Boogie on down. Give a jump and turn around. Good morning. Friends, I hope you're having a wonderful morning. And I hope you've been doing great. I miss you. So, Mrs. Whitney, I know on Monday, I think she may have talked to you a little bit about caterpillars. And maybe she might have sent some links to mom and dad about some caterpillar activities. So, today we're going to talk a little bit more about caterpillars. And then on Friday's lesson, we're going to talk about the insect caterpillars change into. Do you know what that is? It has wings. It's some of your favorite insects. The butterfly. I think Eva said that that was her favorite insect. So you'll have to let me know if it is yours. But today is about caterpillars. And boys and girls, before I show you my super duper surprise, I want to check on our plants with you. So, our plants have been busy growing, except for our zinnias. For some reason, friends, I'm not sure why, our zinnias just haven't done so well. So I think I have more of those and I want to try again. So if something doesn't work out the first time, we try again, right? So I'm going to plant some more zinnias and see what happens. But my sunflowers, they're getting pretty tall. And back here are our beans. Look how tall those are. As a matter of fact, I am going to buy some pots instead of using my egg carton anymore. Because they're growing so much, they need a bigger pot to grow in so that they can keep on growing. So I am going to transplant them and put them into a pot and see how they do. All right, and remember our beans in a bag? Well, wowza, that is really growing, friends. Let me show you. I'm going to take it out so you can see. There we are, friends. Look at that. Can you see? This one I'm going to take out of the paper towel and I'm going to see if I can put it in soil, what will happen, okay? I want to pull it off. Look at those roots. Remember we talked about the different parts of a plant? Those are some strong roots. So we'll see. I'm hoping that they'll continue to grow if I put them in soil. Pretty cool, friends. I couldn't wait to show you that. Okay, speaking of growing, do you remember last time I did our video, I said I was going to have a surprise for you? Well, something came in the mail. Drum roll it, all right? Ready? Big loud drum rolls. Boys and girls, we have our very own caterpillars. Can you believe it? We have 5 caterpillars, friends. And they came in my mail 7 days ago. And they are growing inside this cup. Can you see them? I hope to do a Zoom and you guys can see them in the Zoom and ask questions about them and we can talk about them. But today we are going to talk about them. Oh, look at that little guy crawling. On the bottom, it looks like peanut butter. That is their food. And there's all these little, it looks like webs. You might be able to see that. Okay. Look at those moving. Oh my goodness, they're very busy. Now our caterpillars, I have to be very careful. I have to keep our 5 caterpillars somewhere where they're not going to fall, somewhere where radar is not going to get to them, and not in a bright sunny light. They like it a little bit on the darker side, not too dark. All right? But I'm taking super good care of our caterpillars. And friends, do you remember what this is? We use these in my center when we talked about measuring things. It has numbers. Goes from 1 all the way up to number 12. Okay, and there's all those little lines. This is called a ruler, and a ruler measures the length, how long or short something is. And remember, I put out some rulers at our writing center, and a lot of you had fun going around the classroom measuring things. Well, I measured our caterpillars. And I wish I could have shown you when they just came in the mail, they were itty bitty. And in 7 days, they have grown. They are almost, see that number 1? They have grown. I measured the one that when he stopped wiggling, which was hard, and he stretched out. He is 1 inch. So from here to here. So if you take your fingers, just about that much. If you have a ruler at home, Mom or Dad can show you what 1 inch looks like. They are 1 inch long. All right. Now, up on our marker board, I'm going to try to move this so you can see, some 10 frames. And we use 10 frames a lot in center time. Okay. So 10 frames, we know, have 10 squares, right? So our caterpillars are going to do some very magical things. Okay? Caterpillars start off as eggs. They hatch from an egg. All right? And these are butterfly eggs on a leaf. After the eggs hatch, a caterpillar comes out of the egg. The caterpillar eats leaves and grows and gets bigger. And eventually that caterpillar will build a home around itself, okay, called a cocoon or a chrysalis. And it will stay in that chrysalis. It can stay in there for up to 2 weeks or 14 days. And finally, it will eat its way or break its way out of its chrysalis, which is a hard shell. Okay, it's brown and it wraps itself around there. And when it does, it becomes a beautiful butterfly, right? You might remember in The Hungry Caterpillar, remember a little egg lay on a leaf? And out of the egg came a tiny caterpillar, right? And on Monday he ate an apple. This goes through all the days of the week. Tuesday he ate 2 pears. Wednesday he ate 3 plums. Thursday he ate 4 strawberries. Friday he ate 5 oranges. Saturday he ate all those foods. Cake and ice cream and pickle and Swiss cheese and salami and lollipop and cherry pie and sausage and cupcake or a muffin and a watermelon. And on Sunday, remember he had a tummy ache? And on Sunday, he ate through 1 green leaf and felt much better. But he was no longer a little caterpillar. He was a great, big, fat caterpillar. And he built himself a cocoon or a chrysalis, a brown hard shell, and he stayed in that chrysalis for up to 14 days and finally broke out of the chrysalis and became a beautiful butterfly. Well, friends, that's what we are hoping our caterpillars do. And the type of caterpillars or the type of butterflies that these caterpillars will turn into is called a monarch butterfly. And those butterflies are black and orange. A lot of times you will see them outside or you might see them if you go to the zoo or to the butterfly garden. All right, but it takes time, doesn't it? Right? So, on our 10 frames, our first 10 frame, I wrote 7 to 10 days, and I drew a picture of chrysalis. So, it will take 7, 8, 9, or 10 days, somewhere in that time frame, for our caterpillars to grow a chrysalis. So, what they are going to start to do is, hopefully in a couple days, they're going to start to go onto the lid of this cup. And they are going to hang from the cup in the shape of the letter J. Jerry Jellyfish says J, J, J. Remember, J is kind of like a little fish hook, comes down and curves at the end. That's what they will do. They will hang from the top, and when they hang in the shape of a J, they are not going to be wiggling and squiggling like they are now. In fact, they're going to be so still. They're barely going to make a movement. Right? After that, you'll start to see them form a chrysalis. Okay? When they form a chrysalis, it will take 3 days to harden. So after 3 days, when their chrysalis is hard, this is going to be the really tricky part. Mrs. Dana, I'm going to have to take this lid off with the chrysalises hanging and very, very carefully, hold on, I'm going to have to put that lid right inside this little log. And then I'm going to take that lid with the chrysalis and the log, and I'm going to set it oh so gently into this butterfly net. Okay, or cage, whatever you want to call it. And then those chrysalises will stay like that for 7 to 10 days, and this last 10 frame is going to be when those chrysalises turn into butterflies. And hopefully we'll get to watch that whole thing happen. It's magical. Once they become butterflies, I'm going to put a little bit of sugar water or a little bit of, butterflies like fruit, and they love sugar. So I might put little pieces of my orange or watermelon right on here, okay? And I have this little syringe. I'll be able to put a little bit of sugar water on there, and I will I'll put that inside the net, and the butterflies will get to eat that, all right? And they'll grow, and we'll have to wait for their wings to get nice and strong and dry, and when they start getting really antsy and we can tell that they're learning how to fly, we're going to set them free outside, and we will all get to watch that on video. All right, so that is a lot of steps, I know. All right, so for now, I told you, boys and girls, that I got our butterfly, or our caterpillars, 7 days ago. So I'm going to fill in 7 squares on our first 10 frame. I'm just going to make some dots. Okay, can count with me. Let me see if I can move this up a little so you guys can see better. Okay, can you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, it has been 7 days. They have not formed their chrysalis yet. All right, so how many more days do we have until we reach 10 days? Well, in order to figure that out, we know there are 10 squares in our 10 frame. We have filled out 7. So if we want to see how many more days we have until we get to 10, we need to count the squares that are empty. 1, 2, 3. We have 3 more days until we reach 10. We have 7, 8, 9, 10. 3 more days. Okay? So we will see in 3 days, when it is filled, if the chrysalises have formed. It might take a little longer, and if it does, we'll just keep adding. Okay? We don't know for sure. Only those caterpillars know for sure. All right? So we will see, and then we'll move on to our other 10 frames. This is going to be so exciting, boys and girls. Oh my goodness. I hope you're as excited as I am. I will make sure I take such good care of them. Okay. Now, in our Hungry Caterpillar story, we heard a lot about all the different foods the hungry caterpillar ate, and on what days of the week he ate them. So I thought it would be a good idea to go over our days of the week, right? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Friends, how many days are there in a week? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 days in a week. Okay. And what about our months of the year? Do you remember? January, February, March, and April. We just got finished with April. May, it's our brand new month. June, July, and August. September, October, November, and December. 12 months in a year. We have 12 months in a year and 7 days of the week. I am going to put our links on, attach this to the email, so that Mom and Dad can play our Days of the Week song and our Months of the Year song. And maybe I'll put in the Days of the Week song, remember, with the food to kind of go with the Hungry Caterpillar, right? Do you remember that one? Monday spaghetti, all you hungry children, come and eat it up. Tuesday tacos, right? I can't remember the exact, all the foods, but once you hear it, you will remember, because we used to sing that in school. And then I'll also put a link for the 12 months of the year. So you can practice learning all those days of the week. You probably already know, but I don't know if you know all the months of the year. So you can practice those and play those and sing them over and over as much as you would like. Okay? When we meet again on Friday, we're going to have a lesson about butterflies. And friends, I have a butterfly that is not alive anymore. I actually found this butterfly. He wasn't alive when I found him. Last summer when I was on vacation. When I was taking a walk, he was on the sidewalk. So I carefully picked the butterfly up and I put it into a bag, and I've saved it all these months just so I could show you what real butterfly wings look like. Okay, so I'm going to show you those, and we're going to talk about butterflies and hear a story about butterflies on Friday, and we'll also check to see how our caterpillars are doing. Maybe they'll make their chrysalis, or at least form that J by then. So you make sure you stay tuned, okay? All right. Oh, and one last thing, friends. I'm also going to put a link to a project you can do at home. How do you like it? Do you like my hat? It says the caterpillar ate through, and on here are all the different foods that our hungry caterpillar ate. And if mom or dad has a printer, all they need to do is print it out. You can cut it yourself, and you can color it. That's what I did. I cut it and I colored it, and then I stapled it, and I made my own caterpillar hat. If you make one, take a picture and send it to me so I can see your caterpillar hat and how you decided to decorate it. All right? All right, boys and girls, I can't wait to come on Friday and to do our butterfly lesson. I hope you enjoy. Have a great day, friends. Goodbye.